All right, guys, I'll jump right into it. A couple things here on my end. Tomorrow night, we're recording this on Monday evening, Tuesday evening, April 30th. A Corunna girl, Marie Eastman Kioski, class of 1988, is going to be on Wheel of Fortune. So check your local listings for tomorrow night. Wheel of Fortune, a Corunna girl going to be on there. How about
Nice.
that?
That's cool.
Yeah. You guys know we talk about stand-up comedians, comic specials.
Yep.
Do you guys follow a guy called Rory Scovel? Have you heard of
No.
him? Well, I was seeing some press on him that he's like one of the funniest guys out there right now. I saw him on like a 60 Minutes or Sunday morning, CBS Sunday morning, and watched his latest special on Netflix, or actually it was on Max. It wasn't for me. It just didn't catch me at all. I didn't see it. Way too many F-bombs. And I am not that conservative of guy, but I think comedians that rely on that all the time, it's just too much. So Rory
it can be distracting. We've talked about that with comedians. It can be distracting if it's every other word or, whatever. And yeah, I mean, that's how comedy is. If it's not your style, you're not going to like it. So
Right. So I'm out on that, maybe 1.5. I did see finally Chris Rock's Selective Outrage. I don't know if you guys saw that one at all.
I've seen a couple of clips.
He talks about the Will Smith incident at the end, but Chris Rock. What's that? You missed it?
No, how is that?
The stand-up was great. It was really, really good. Chris Rock's top 2 or 3 comics out there, maybe all time. I mean, he's fantastic.
Yep.
Yeah.
So when he talks about, not the spoiler alert, but when he talks about the Will Smith thing, does he make a joke of it? Is that part of his stand-up, or does he just address it?
He jokes a little bit about it, but he gets right into it, man. He lays into the fact that he took it like a man, like his parents taught him how, so but he did say, man, I mean, Will Smith's like 6'5", and here's Chris Rock 5'6" or 5'7", and just punches him out. But Rock got right into it. He got all over Will Smith's wife, the whole cheating on Will and all that stuff.
I'm sorry, like Will Smith. I love Will Smith.
Yeah,
I have never understood the infatuation with like his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith.
Right.
I despise her. He's made Will Smith. She's made Will Smith unlikable. How is that even possible?
Right.
How is that even possible? I don't know, Matt. What is that like your generation? What is the deal with her? Like she's apparently dated Tupac or something. I've never understood it.
She went to school with Tupac, right?
I mean, there for a while. She was a pretty big actress, that not as big as what Will Smith was. I mean, I feel like Will Smith kind of made her even bigger than what she was.
Yeah.
It sure seems like that's as toxic of a relationship as there can be when it comes to celebrity relationships. Because like you said, I mean, we don't need to get into it all, but she seems to be dragging him down with a lot of stuff. And then, the whole Chris Rock situation.
Every step of the way, too. That's like the worst part. It's like every interview she does, she's like throwing salt on the wounds. It's like, what? I don't know. Yeah, maybe that's a topic for another Tedertainment, but for the love of God, I'm Jada Pinkett Smith out.
Yeah, I'm with you. Well, Chris Rock, the special was really good. And I got one other thing. I'm two episodes into a four episode series. Thank You, Good Night, the John Bon Jovi story. I don't know if you saw that. It's on Hulu. Watch the first 2 episodes. This is more kind of from my generation.
Yeah.
Bon Jovi was big in the 80s and 90s. Really well done, the first 2 episodes. I mean, good documentary. I'd recommend it if you're a rock and roll fan. And I always like these rock and roll docs that kind of tells you the climb, how they began. Right. I mean, Bon Jovi was on stage in New Jersey. They're the New Jersey band, and he was just starting out playing the clubs by the shore. Bruce Springsteen was following him. He came up on stage and sang a song with him when he was just starting out. Now, how cool would that be? That kind of fire you up to have a rock and roll career.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. So that's what I got, boys.
I didn't bring it up. We mentioned it. I know this is now 3-4 weeks is when it came out and it was really popular. The Nickelodeon Quiet on the Set.
Oh yeah, I haven't got around to that yet. Yep.
Right.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those. Just makes you shake your head about the, Hollywood, the whole how they treat the childhood stars and everything that went on with Nickelodeon. It's just one of those that's like I don't understand how this stuff could be like swept under the rug for so long and how it was allowed back then. And you can see how it just messes some of these kids up for and why their lives take go into a complete tailspin when they become adults. And it's just really a shame because, especially, I mean, Ted, you remember my generation, growing up, like it was Nickelodeon was like the coolest thing to watch.
yeah.
Even Jared, when you were a kid, there were still a lot of really big shows on Nickelodeon. So, it kind of makes you feel bad about watching some of those shows when you were growing up or something.
Like rewatching them, like a Drake and Josh or something. It's like you watch it with like it's kind of creepy. I don't know. I don't know how to. If creepy is not the right word, but yeah, like it's just, you have a different lens.
You're looking for clues, right? You're trying to see where the cracks are. Yeah. I mean, that's one of those topics, man. That pedophiles out there. I mean, they should be treated like murderers. They should be put away forever. That's just my opinion. It just ruins too many people's lives, without a doubt.
And it's crazy how often, this stuff has really started to come out more and more, but it just makes you think like, man, if it was happening there, where else was this stuff going on that, it's still being swept under the rug. It's just, it's really a shame.
I have one last quick one. This is kind of out of left field, but so they re-released the very first Spider-Man movies in theaters last week. The Sam Raimi, Tobey Maguire, James Franco, Kirsten Dunst, Spider-Man movies.
Those were good.
I haven't really watched them since I was a kid. I love these freaking movies. I really do. The first one, I know Spider-Man 3, which I actually just watched like last night, is freaking horrible. That movie is horrible, but apparently there's a lot of rewrites. Sam Raimi didn't really do the story he even wanted to do, didn't even want Venom in the movie. The producers, Sony, made him put him in there. So it's almost you got to throw that one to the side. The first 1 and 2 Spider-Man movies, they have a lot of heart, man. The music, the Danny Elfman soundtrack.
Oh, yeah.
I'm on them. I love them. They're one, like, I got to play this one little snippet. Hopefully we don't get copyrighted. This soundtrack, like, this is when I think of Spider-Man and how much I used to love these movies when I was a kid. Like, this little 5-second musical, like, number is everything that's right about the soundtrack. I don't think you heard it. Hold on. This might be bad. Like just that one little part that they bring in the movie like 3 or 4 different times at perfect moments. That movie, a big part of it is like that was my movie when I was like 5-6 years old. I loved the original Spider-Man. Watched it probably 100 times. I just think it's good flicks. I think they're worth a rewatch. I'd actually be curious what your review might be, Matt, as that's kind of was right in your wheelhouse when those dropped.
Yeah, I mean, you guys know I've never been a big superhero fan. I do remember when that Spider-Man movie came out, that was like the biggest deal in the world. Spider-Man 1 and 2 were really good, especially even coming from a non-superhero comic book guy like myself. But then I do remember Spider-Man 3 was a train wreck. Everyone said that. Really almost like ruined the trilogy with how
it really kind of did. I actually saw Spider-Man 3 opening night. That was like the first movie I remember being like gung ho about. Like, I cannot wait to watch this. This is gonna be so freaking awesome. I was like 7 years old. Went opening night. First red flags. I remember walking in opening nights. Like, there's nobody in the theater. It's like, where the hell is everybody? Dude, it was so fucking bad.
Yeah.
Even I knew that as like a 7-year-old. I knew it was bad.
Yeah.
So, what have you ever seen those, Ted, or are those maybe one of the cracks in your Tedertainment?
No, I've watched both the first 2. I can't remember if I saw the third one, but I did watch the first 2. I thought they were very well done. Yeah, I liked it. I like Tobey Maguire anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, guys, let's take another short pause.
That was kind of like your comment, nice story last week.
Right.
You're reading between the lines too much, Jared.
Good stuff.
Yeah. All right, we'll be right back with the prep spotlight to wrap this up right after these messages.